And yeah, continuing from last time.
Last video.
Yeah. So basically, after we climbed the top of the mountain, we went down all the way. Next to Mount Kosuge, there is a lake called Hokuryuko. And next to Mount Kosuge, which is like a heart-shaped like a lake, it's actually a pretty beautiful place.
Yeah, Hokuryuko is like North Dragon Lake.
Yeah, if you translate it, it's like North Dragon Lake, basically. Sounds cool, but like, you know, you go down, right? Then you go to the lake, then we went around the lake, object, and like,
and we went to like in the middle of this hard part, like there is like Buddhism statues, like 7 of them.
Yeah, there's like a small inlet, like a small kind of island kind of place where they have like a statue of these like Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and Karmas, and basically we stopped at one called Benzaiten. Yeah, so Benzaiten was like a I guess you can say Hindu deity that was born into Buddhist pantheon. It's like a goddess. She holds like this heavenly instrument.
Yeah.
Like this it's a bit like a string instrument.
Yeah.
But anyways, there's a statue of her, and we stopped there and we chanted the Heart Sutra. We chanted a mantra specific to that goddess, and like, you know, and we chanted after. Actually, I actually really liked the one we did there. You know, in Heart, because it felt like that you're in that small kind of island.
Yeah.
Surrounded it and lake, and the group of like, you know, practitioners coming there and chanting towards it.
Yeah.
That's not what you see every day together, like, you know. It's a very like, I actually like the feel of that place. And, you know, probably I haven't mentioned it, but Shugendo is like a very highly syncretic kind of religion. So the aspect of course, Buddhism and Shintoism is kind of like, you know, syncretized or like mixed together. That's why you have this thing like in a kind of Buddhist temple. Usually in the Buddhist temple you have like, you know, a statue of Buddha or Bodhisattva, but in this kind of Buddhist temple you have Kamidana, which is like an altar dedicated to Shinto gods, basically. So you can kind of see there is a kind of mixing going on there, and you know, interchanging of like deities, like, you know, Buddhas and that kind of thing. And it felt very natural, like, you know, that kind of thing is happening. So basically, that's where we're staying, like in Okumado, where the practitioners usually stay there and they do the chanting, the rituals there, like, you know, making things. So
you're not allowed to check the time, so I don't know what time we came back.
So I think
it was at 5 p.m. 6 p.m.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't check my phone, so I have no
maybe that's what I mean. Just like maybe from sun. Like,
I think it was around the dusk.
I think exactly.
Yeah, so we came back, and like, you know, I think we were. Was it after we've eaten? I don't know. I think we did another chanting ritual then.
Yeah.
I think we did like 20 minutes of meditation.
20 minutes or 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just like
just sitting down, sitting meditation, 20-30 minutes. And after that, we were served our dinner.
Yeah, that was actually one of the shocking like part I say. Yes. We took about 5 minutes to set up the dinner. Like we put all the tables in a row, and one day the dish is just like, it's called shojin ryori actually. It's like over rice, miso soup, and 2 pieces of takuan pickles. And that was actually pretty shocking. Then it's not that a lot. It's just like kind of like a basic.
Just like one bowl of rice.
Yeah, there is a reason of that.
Exactly.
Right. The thing is, and one more thing that shocked me was like, it's like you're not allowed to like take a time to eat. They told us like you have to eat like
exactly.
quickly. So like the guy next to me was eating like 15 seconds, like everything. Just me, there's like the dinner time was like literally about like 1 minute or 1 minute and 30 seconds or something. Everybody finished. Just like
exactly.
It was so quick, and it was like taking more time, like when we like tidying up and setting up and this kind of thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
But there is a reason, right?
Yeah. So basically, well, having a one bowl of rice, one bowl of miso soup, and 2 pickle, that one. Very basic form of like food. But in this one, it's part of the practice. It's not just we're just eating because satiate our hunger. It was more like what they call it gakigyo. Gaki-do or gaki is like, if you translate it, it means like a hungry ghost. Hungry ghost realm. So because
really small, like zombie, kind of like a ghost. Or
so
they're always hungry, right?
Yeah, exactly. So because in Buddhist kind of cosmology or realm, there's like 6 realms, like the human realm, deity realm, the hell, the animal realm, and they're just like a ghost realm, and there's like a hungry ghost realm, which is like a different stages of like so basically, gakigyo is basically it's part of practice where we actually imitate the hungry ghost realm. Hungry ghost realm is where the realm in which the consciousness or soul goes through in a cycle of life and reincarnation. This is like a Buddhist belief, right? In that realm, you're basically a ghost who can never satiate their hunger. So whatever is being told, whatever food they see in that realm, right? When these hungry ghosts try to reach for it, and when they take it into hand, it just rots away or just disappears. You get it? So even though they see food there, they can never reach it, and they can never eat it, satiate their hunger. That's why they're always hungry. You get it? Like saying. So when they say gakigyo, which is like a practice of the hungry ghost, meaning, and what the leader was saying, also that's what saying is like we have to eat it as quickly as possible. It's more like actualizing that realm. So we have to eat it quick to satiate the hunger, kind of thing, before it disappears. So we literally, that was part of the esoteric practice in where we actually trying to experience that realm, through that, eating quickly, and with like a very simple kind of way, which is quite interesting, and well, we, as he was saying, like Sonia was saying, like we finished it very quickly, so so
the next round was another shocking part actually. As soon as when we finished the dinner, of course we tied up the thing. Then we have to like go for night round walk, which is called yakan toso.
So night walk in the mountain basically. So after we finished, we cleared everything up, and the leader was saying, okay, we're gonna go.
It's like, really? Again from this time? I was like so shocked.
Because I thought Seven was like taking the thing off. So I thought,
took it off once we
exactly. Then I was like, oh, so we're not doing that again. Then we're actually still continuing. Then we went outside, and we said we're gonna go for another walk, like in the mountains. Okay, fine. It wasn't completely dark yet.
That time it was still like 7 or 8 o'clock. I guess like I don't know what time was it, but something like that.
So it was pretty like, you can still kind of see when you're walking. But then we just went into the mountain. It was getting like, so it was like a dusk. So it was getting to the where the sun was setting, and like it kind of dim light kind of thing. We were going there. We went into the mountain. Then we came to this like shrine. It's like a small, like a stone shrine. That enshrining like this deity specifically, and deity of that place. And we just chanted there again. We just went back. Then we went another route that took us about all the way. Then the other side of this Mount Hosuke, there's a place where they have this like a huge.
It's called Godo no Icho.
So basically, there's a huge tree.
It's like 800 years old trees.
700. They're not exactly sure how old the tree is, but it's estimated between 500 to 700 years at least. So that's a huge tree. We're going there, and when we got there, it was pretty dark already, And then at that huge tree, there's, we went through the gates, and we all stand beside the tree and start chanting again, and to dedicate him to basically the kami or God that dwells in that huge tree, which is And I actually really like that as well. And the chanting there, like when we all got there and like the chanting, and then we went back, and
It was already dark.
Yeah, exactly.
At that time, like, imagine in a dark forest, there's no street lights or like there's no like moonshine or something like this. It just completely dark. I couldn't even barely see like the ground. I was actually like from Sanders. I was the second person from Sanders, so I was in the right field. This I couldn't see anything, but this Sanders just like keep going. It's like how he can like see the way in the road. It's just like even you cannot see like just like 1 meter. It's like, even the trees and leaves like I couldn't see anything. It just everyone's saying this was like it's the most hardest part. It's like you cannot see anything.
So yeah, exactly. Basically, when we went, I thought we were going another route where they had more light or something like that. But we went back to the same route in a mountain where now it's getting dark. It's pretty dark now. It wasn't completely dark yet, but when we entered it, in about 5-10 minutes walk, it turned pitch black. Basically, you're walking in the mountain, so you can't even see where you're walking. Basically, you're completely in the realm of darkness together, and you're walking. You sometimes you're not even sure where you're walking. Am I on the footpath? Am I going straight? Straight in the path and everything. And mind you, there are places where if you step and miss, you can actually fall down and I won't say you will lose your life, but like you will be injured. Basically, So we have to, then you have the same as a leader who's actually guiding the whole group, right? Then you have to follow him exactly, or we all have to follow each other. Otherwise, we're gonna lose sight, and basically.
That time, like after when we finished, like everyone was saying, like that time was like they don't like depend on like eyesight. They was using like a smell or what else like saying like how did you like manage? You just like using the eyesight?
I mean, for me, of course, I have to like using eyesight was just one thing, but it's just like I think when humans are in that situation where you can't even see one step ahead, everything is really dark, it means you have to rely on other senses, right?
Yeah.
Other people are saying they're relying on the sense of smell and touch and feel. For me, it was more like I was trying my best to follow who was in front of me. And the problem with someone who was in front of me, he was wearing like a black his handsome trousers, and I was like, okay, now it's pitch black. He's wearing that, I can barely see him. Well, thankfully he was wearing like a white robe, which everyone was wearing. So I could kind of make it. He is wearing that, so I was trying to desperately follow him and and whatnot. And thank God, it all turned out alright, because literally, it is part of practice. We don't use lights. So literally, we were walking in the dark. So in the pitch black, pitch dark, darkness. It's like that was pretty intense. But in a sense, I kind of enjoy the experience because it's not every day you go in the mountains.
Because you cannot do that alone.
Yeah.
You don't get lost. I mean, I can't imagine Sendatsu was like, how you can manage find a way to in that pitch black. I mean, it's like,
yeah, exactly. So I'm guessing he must have practiced quite a lot. Then he's using his, another sense to actually, basically you bring in that kind of primal instinct, right, where you should go and everything. And it's like animals as well. I don't think animals can see everything. They do. I mean, some animals can have some form of night vision, that kind of thing. But of course we don't. And I think not only that, I think we have to rely on other senses to actually guide our path of kind of darkness as well. So I think that side is kind of waking up when we go through that kind of full path everything. So that was pretty interesting. And
We
after,
walk about like maybe 30, 40 minutes.
yeah,
or something
exactly.
like
So
this.
we just went back, so it was the same time, so 30 minutes home.
But when I saw like when we like arrived at the village like where we stayed, when I saw the street lights, it's just wow.
Yeah, exactly right.
I was like imagine like how it's like long time with people like, going like this like dark forest and see this street light, not street lights, but just like
Yeah.
seeing a house light and just like
Yeah.
it must be like somebody's like this. Yeah, it's just you feel like really comfortable, like you just like back in home. That kind of feeling is just like it's I can't describe it. It's like you finally see something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, then we got, I think we were all black and we saw light like that.
But also I was so hungry.
Yeah. And then after that, we went back to the, temple we were staying, and like, I think we did another chanting practice for a bit. Then I think we went to bed.
Well, let me tell you, this is like another shocking part. It's just like we got like all the futon and blanket. Then we were just like all like dirty. I mean, we've been like in dark forest, like all mud, soil, like heavy dirt. But we go in bed straight away with this uniform. It's like, but like you don't have like any like you don't like any shower like bath or something. You just it just means like a beach in the mountain. It just came back with all dirt and you go into bed straight away. It's this uniform.
Well, I think to be fair, like other people were taking up the thing. Yeah.
You were like just like you were like went to bed straight away with this thing.
Well, because I did.
Just
Actually, I thought you changed because I saw you wearing something.
just like on the top, but still my uniform was of dirt. But just,
I
I was like because it's cold. Also, it's like end of May, but still it's like it's like in the mountains. Also, I was wearing something, but all the like trousers and the kyahan is like the thin back kind of thing. It's like all dirt. And you go straight to the on the sides. Wow.
I mean, I did. Yeah, I thought I was just tired. So I'm not gonna change these. Taking off and changing. It's just like I didn't even bring my. Why am I gonna sleep in Fubushi? Like no, I didn't. I mean, I guess at this point you're so tired. No, I didn't care if I wanted to bed like that. Just have to put it there. I mean, it's like whatever. And I guess and then we went to bed after that. You said something about 10 o'clock?
I guess it was 10 o'clock. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So, and it was pretty good. Nice, long,
You were sleeping well. I saw you. How do you snore? He was like sleeping next to me. He was snoring straight away. And then, it's everybody's sleeping in one temple. This woman was like, we had like 15, 16 people, ladies, and like men, it's like sleeping all together, and just randomly everywhere.
Exactly. We had about 5 hours, 6 hours.
I guess well, this is gonna be a part 3, so stay tuned, just like